Hello there, I'm Artsy Gamer 7, and welcome back to some more speed building on the channel. And particularly the D&D Create-A-Sim. What? Speed build. There is a D&D Create-A-Sim, but that's not what this video is. So this is part of my D&D Mansion build. For those of you who maybe need a recap, or if you're just tuning in, there is a playlist down in the description below, but I will quickly go over what's going on with this build. So this build is going to be used in like a little mini series that I'm going to do, which is going to be set up sort of like a reality TV show sort of thing, where I plop a bunch of Sims into this house and do a few things like assigning them which bedrooms they have and stuff like that. But other than that, for the most part, I'm going to have no control over these Sims, and we're just going to watch and see what plays out. I am going to hopefully, I have a few mods in my game that will hopefully alter things. I have done a lot of stuff to try to hopefully make this super interesting. Hopefully, like, some drama may happen. Who knows? But I am so excited to eventually get to this miniseries. But for that to happen, this build plus the cast Create-A-Sim have to be finished. The cast Create-A-Sim is going to finish up quicker than the build is at this point. But I am mixing some Legend of Zelda Create-A-Sim mixed in with my D&D one to sort of slow it down so that they end almost at the same time. As of right now, this is the only speed build going up on the channel. I will resume to my normal speed builds where it's like only one build per video, at most 2 or 3 parts if I need to for some reason, but for the most part, it would just be one video per speed build. But with this one, I included my CC in it. I have mods and stuff in there, so, you know, there's a lot going on. There's a lot through me to look through and do with. So with my other speed builds, I almost never use CC so that I can upload it on the gallery and people can actually use them. I'm still going to upload this build on the gallery. If you, for some reason, want to deal with this massive thing, you want to try to do a reality show of your own and you just don't want to build the building for it, yeah, you'll have to replace some of the objects, in fact, quite a few of the objects, because I use mostly CC in this build, though it's not all CC, but yeah, I will still upload it for those of you who maybe want to actually take this build and do something with it and do your own thing with it. Whatever it may be. As for me, I will be using it for this miniseries and probably never ever again. But I have loved this build so much. Right now, we are currently dealing with Ira's room. So Ira is my Azamar snow elf. And so with her room, obviously, I wanted it very light and snowy vibes, icy vibes, those sort of things. So a lot of whites, a lot of white and white and blues and such like that. Also like some silvers here and there, and those were like the main color schemes of this room. I tried to find anything that had to deal with snowflakes or snow, winter, that sort of thing, that also still at least went for the color scheme, because obviously I have seasons, and looking for winter stuff in general, some of them turn out reds, greens, golds, and all that sort of thing, when I just want blues and whites and silvers. So, yeah. But also one of the things I did keep in mind with her room, so if you didn't see Ira's Create-A-Sim, there is also a playlist down in the description below for the D&D Create-A-Sim playlist, so you can go find her there if you missed hers. But without going through her whole entire story, she did actually at one point have a kid, and she has now lost this kid. This kid is missing, but she still holds out hope that she is going to find her, and that is like one of her life goals. So I'd imagine if she was stuck inside of a place and she knew that she had a kid out there, and who knows, maybe like taking in these characters in the mindset, like let's say that they were real and they were actually put on a TV show type thing for whatever reason. I think the reason why she may agree to it is partially because her child is missing, like to raise awareness, like, hey, if you're out there, if you somehow see this, I'm still looking for you, sort of thing. Or like, other people, have you seen my kid? I'm looking for her. So, but I would imagine that no matter where she's at, whether she's on the, like, in this household, or she's staying somewhere else, in a tavern, in a hotel, whatever it may be in that situation, she would constantly probably have little kid items. So she would have a few items here and there that are for little kids to read or play with, and like some of them were probably also memories from when her daughter was with her. So some of the decorations are kid stuff, but that is why, because I imagine she would still keep some of those kid things. Yes, she may not be able to travel with a whole lot of it, or, you know, keep a lot of it with her constantly, but I do feel like she would keep as much of it as she could with her. And that's why she has some kid decorations that you'll see, but otherwise, a lot of it is just a lot of snow stuff, a lot of blues and things like that. Mainly a lot of the kid stuff is over in the one corner. Sort of like a little thing for her daughter. I hope this going back and forth is not too much for you all with this video. I will be probably doing this a slightly different way. I've done it this way. In fact, all the rooms that I've left, I've already went through and picked out their decorations. So for the rest of the recording, it will save a little bit of time for me scrolling through the decorations, because it takes forever just to scroll through the decorations, and to actually legit try to find stuff that sim would have in their room to decorate it with takes a while. If I go through it real quickly, I'm liable to miss something here and there. So I went through and I've actually placed in front of everyone's doors who are left items that are going to decorate their room with. But I think after like editing some of these videos here where I started doing that, I am going to, whenever it gets to the point of the decorations, I'm actually just going to move them into the room before, instead of going back and forth, and I'll just cut that out. But it's basically to try to save time and on the video, and also, like, you know, make things a little bit easier and simpler. You see all the objects and I'm just placing them, versus just seeing cuts from me going through the decorations, because I'd be scrolling and then I would scroll cut, and I didn't want to do that. It makes it easier for me for editing, it makes it quicker, and hopefully it doesn't make it as boring or annoying for you all. But I don't like me going back and forth after it's been sped up. When it's not sped up, it's not bad. But after it's been sped up, me going back and forth in between the hallway is a little and I apologize for that. So, from any of the recordings I'm doing after this, which I sort of started doing it with the last two rooms in this video, but not completely, but I'm going to be doing that from now on. So after this video, you shouldn't be seeing any of the rooms where I do it like that. I'll move all the decorations into the room. I'll do like a cut and then move them all into the room and then start placing them wherever I want them to. But as you can see, we are now in the next person's room. I know there was a weird cut there, and I'm actually not really quite sure what happened there. So when I record, obviously I label them different parts to know when I recorded that, and the last part ended in Ira's room, and the next part started in Minka's room, where it already sort of had some stuff done. So I'm not really sure, and it wasn't like I lost a video in between them, so I don't know if like a recording piece for some reason got delayed and didn't record all of it, or if the other recording ended early and didn't get it. I'm not really sure what happened. This recording is from a bit ago also, because where I had the whole moving situation going on and stuff like that. So this is some older video, not as recently done. And I'm not quite sure what happened there. I do apologize, but for the most part, it didn't miss most of the stuff in Minka's room. It was just mainly the walls, the lighting, and then like her bed, I think, was already placed. So other than that, it wasn't too much that you missed, luckily. I really have no idea what happened. But yeah, we're in Minka's room, which is my lovely slime folk, which now actually technically has an official race, which is called a plasmoid. So she is a plasmoid. She is a weird little goopy, gooey humanoid thing. At least she makes herself look humanoid. So, and she used a poster that she found to make her look like a feminine humanoid. It was a poster from a very particular thing, so her proportions are a little bit crazy, but she's come to like how she looks in this human form, so she's never going to change it no matter what someone tells her, so oh well. But anyway, so with her, really got to play around with colors, because technically, though you can't see it on the sim very well, my plasmoid is predominantly pink with hints of purple and yellow mixed into her slime. So, and she likes to wear some other colors as well that sort of stick out from her. So I got to sort of play around with colors with her and not stick, like pink obviously is a major color for her, but not the only color. So I sort of got to play around with it and just have a little fun with it, because I think she would like be so excited to decorate her own room, because she technically grew up in a cave system. Yeah, that's what she grew up with. Which is why I did give her some stone flooring, and the one wall behind her bed is like stone. It gives her a little bit of home, but also gives her the sense of a human life with getting to decorate all this stuff and have this stuff. And so I had a lot of fun with hers and just playing around with colors and different shapes and things, like the shelving thing that I'm sort of creating. I had a lot of fun with just doing her room. And I will say, so I do remember this. I think her room, I don't think Ira's room was one of them affected, but her room and the next two rooms, I did all in one sitting, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but either like the power went out, or I shut off my game crashed, something, before I hit save. So I had to redo Minka's room and the next two people's rooms, and hope that I got it as close as possible from when I did it. So, if in the mini-series you know a few differences here and there, that might be why. Also, every once in a while, as I'm going through decorations, I find something that I wish I would have put in someone else's room, or as these packs keep coming out through this process, I'm like, ooh, I would like to put this in their room. So there's some changes happening through the house in the background, but they're not like major changes for the most part, so I don't show them in recording. And also, you know, that's just a little surprise for you if you go to watch the little mini-series. But yeah, so if there is any major changes in a room, it's just because trying to watch the video and do it real quickly and get it back to where I had it. Obviously, especially with some of the little items, there's no way to do it exactly how I had it there, so may not be exact, but it's close. But yeah, had a lot of fun with Minka's room and just throwing color sort of everywhere. I imagine that she would totally be okay if she gets stuck in her room during the miniseries. I mean, she used to live in a cave, but now she's got this, so I think she'll be fine. She's also just sort of more of a happy-go living person. Like, she's just like, okay, I'll go with the flow. That's fine. I'll do it. Even though she technically ended up becoming assassin for hire. But she only goes after people that people can prove that they actually are bad. She has her standards as an assassin. So anyway, but yeah. I hope you really, I am back in Ira's room because I realized I didn't put candles on those things. But I hope you liked how Ira's room turned out and Minka's. Let me know down in the comments below. Are one of their rooms now your favorite room, or are you still got someone else's room that's your favorite? You still holding on to? Let me know. Anyway, we are now on to the third room, and yeah, I did actually fit. The word is fit, not fix. Fit 4 rooms in this video. I am hoping that as time goes on, since I'm doing this like thing where I put the decorations outside of the rooms, I am finding that I'm fitting more in these videos, so hopefully that keeps being a thing so that I can fit more rooms in the videos and we can get closer to the mini-series being done. So yeah, we are now on Raz's room, which is my changeling. My changeling who I'm sort of concerned what's going to happen putting him in this house. So he's definitely one that if his sim acts even remotely how I imagine him to be in my head, my character, the story that I gave him and everything, it's, he's gonna be in the center of a lot of the drama. A lot of it. So, uh, yeah. But anyway, with his room, I didn't want to go heavy on colors because changelings can sort of be changed to anything they want to be, changed to whatever they want to be, and technically they don't have any set gender either. Obviously, depending on your playstyle and how you do it, you can give them mainly going more towards he or going more towards she, or maybe they just like being called they, maybe they like being called who knows what, something really far out there, and they make up their own, what's the word that I'm looking for? Pronoun. That's what I'm thinking. But as for my changeling, at least this particular changeling, I haven't made any other changelings, but that's no promise that that's not gonna ever happen. But as for Raz, my changeling, he does prefer to go by he, and he tends to stay masculine looking when he does change. Now, I do imagine that every once in a while, depending on the purpose, he would change into a female character or someone who looks androgynous, like, you know, looks like either. So, but for the most part, he prefers appearing in the masculine way. But being a changeling, you know, they change. So I went with more basic colors, grays, whites, blacks, but mainly strong on the gray. I actually did find two pictures where it's like the person's face is like morphing or like it hasn't been fully painted on or whatever. So I thought those were cool and could be symbolism of the whole changeling thing. So I put those in his room. But yeah, it's a lot of gray in this room. Nothing wrong with that. I like gray. But yeah, I went for mostly gray just because of the fact that he is a changeling and he's constantly changing, and gray is sort of a good base stat to go with more whites. You can see I put more whites than I put black. But yeah, I will say everyone else in this household better hope that at some point, or most of the points, Raz somehow rolls a 1 so that his bedroom door is locked for everyone, because, again, he's got a lot of karma that's probably coming after him for things that he's done. He's left a lot of people heartbroken. He had, like, if the villainous Valentine thing was a thing before I made Raz, I would have gave him that aspiration. And who knows, like, granted, I'm not going to focus on the aspirations. If they end up doing parts of their aspirations on their own, that's cool. But I might go in and actually change his aspiration, because that one is him. Like, I don't think he's necessarily trying to be a villain. He is just more of a extreme player, and he likes messing with people's hearts and stuff. He likes if a couple breaks up because one of them wants to be with him more than they do like, those type of things. For some reason he likes, and it's part of the reason why him and Amara partially get along, because Amara's almost like that. Not nearly as bad as Amaris, but she's not nearly as bad as him. Plus, she doesn't have the whole changeling thing, so she's always going to look like herself. So she tries not to get in nearly as much trouble as he does. She does it more of a profession anyway, so she doesn't really get attached, and the people she's with don't necessarily get attached to her too often, because, again, for the most part, a lot of it's relating to a profession, not so much just having fun. Versus Raz, he's just like, yeah, no, I like this, I enjoy this is fun. I may be hurting other people, but oh well. He doesn't really care, and it's bad. He's not a good person, really. But so yeah, people probably should hope that his door is locked more often than not. But who knows? The dice will decide. We'll see when that comes. But I will say I'm glad he's in this house, just because I don't like drama in real life, but I like seeing drama in my Sims game. So if he comes in here and causes drama, that's, especially for a sort of like a reality TV thing I'm trying to do here, that works perfectly. So hopefully he does. But yeah, we're already on to the next room, but I did want to mention this real quick. I did purposely make sure that I gave him a vanity table, and I put a lot of paint on it, just to, again, bring home the fact that he is a changeling. He is constantly changing what he looks like. He'll use makeup to help in that change. Also, like, he will go to any lengths to change what he looks like, just so that people potentially don't figure out he's the one who may have done this or that, or who knows what to them. But anyway, we are on to the last room of this video, which is going to be Vaya's room. So you're about to see a very oceany mermaid sort of inspired room because she is my merfolk that has like the mermaid-esque feel to her and is one of my mermaids in this house. The other mermaid technically is supposed to be like more of a squid octopus type thing, but obviously I can't do that in The Sims. I thought I found some CC that would have made me do that, but it either just didn't work or I don't know what it was. I put it in my game and I made sure it was in my game, but it never showed up in Create a Sim, so I'm not really sure. But otherwise, technically she is the only mermaid, but in terms of Sims, she's not the only mermaid. So, but anyway, yeah. I do what I can do. But yeah, we're in Vaya's room, and I will say, when I was editing this part of the video, you could sort of tell that I did Mika's, Raz's, and Vaya's in the same video, because by the time I got to Vaya's, and hopefully I got all the little dead zones cut out of it, but I kept getting distracted by something. I don't know if I was watching a TV show, I don't know if my cat was in my room, I don't know what it was, but something was distracting me, and I kept pausing. I had to make so many cuts in this section of the video versus the previous sections with the other two rooms. But yeah, anyway, there's a lot of blues and a lot of purples in this room, partially because of ocean vibes, but the purple comes more from just Vaya's own personal style. She does wear purple quite often. I was about to say she had purple hair, and I was like, no, she doesn't. She has blue hair. But I made a version, I used that sim as a base, and there's a character in my Not So Berry series that has purple hair that is using the base of Vaya's sim. I don't know if I changed the name or not. The first name may still be Vaya. It was actually, I put Vaya and Itzel's sims together and actually had them have a family off in another world. So, I just don't know if I kept their names or not. But you might have seen, I know at least the one based off of Vaya's sim, the one that used Vaya's sim as a base, and I just slightly altered it a little bit. She has shown up. She has fame. I don't know if I gave her fame or if she just got fame throughout the game or something on its own through MCC doing stuff. But she has fame and she shows up in several videos when Nonali goes out. So if you watch Not So Berry and you see a purple-haired sim that looks slightly like Vaya, and I talk about her because particularly I know Vaya has a kid that when they grow up, it is a beautiful sim, and they have purple hair, and it would be really great for my plum generation, but, you know, I don't have a gray generation yet, so that kid's gonna be quite a bit older than the kid that finally becomes my gray generation, so I'm slightly sad about that. I'm hoping that maybe his genes continue on, and that there is a purple sim somewhere along the lines that could be good for my plum generations. to help make my plum generation, but we'll see. But yeah, that sim turned out really, really beautiful. But yeah, so I talk about her when I see her in the Not So Berry challenge. So if you've watched that and you've seen that character, that is Vaya sim, but just slightly altered to make it a little bit more realistic than D&D looking. So yeah. But back onto this room. So yeah, I have some ocean vibes. I have jellyfish lanterns. I have fish mirrors. So I'm definitely trying to keep the ocean vibes strong here. And I actually haven't got to make Kalani's room yet. I have obviously got the decorations done because everyone's room has decorations picked out for it and ready to go. I just have to actually get on it and put the rooms all together. But Kalani is the other one that is technically a mermaid in Sims World, and the other ocean-dwelling person in this household. So, but their aesthetic is very different, and their personalities are very different. So, considering that those two are probably two that I can compare to each other, because they're both ocean vibes, but I'll be interested to see how Kalani's room compares to Vaya's, because they do both like blue, but that's where it ends. The Kalani tends to like the darker blues and some darker colors, while Vaya likes these purples and some of the lighter colors. So definitely will be interesting to compare the two rooms. They both have aquariums. They are both going to have aquariums. And I've already stocked those aquariums with fish themed based off of them. So, yeah. I'm excited for this, but I hope you're liking how Vaya's room turned out. I also hope you enjoyed Raz's room. Let me know down in the comments below how you liked both of those. But this video is going to be ending here soon and finishing off Vaya's room. I hope you're looking forward to seeing the other characters' rooms. Let me know down in the comments below if you still have a favorite room. Is it hard to decide? You don't know, you got it down to top 3, but you can't go past there. Has one of these rooms in this video become one of your top 3? Let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You know that lovely YouTube goodiness. Make sure you share the video so that other people also can enjoy the video and see all the craziness that is going into this build. But anyway, until the next video that I hope to see you at. But for now, bye bye!